Hey there guys, and thank you for coming back to my review channel for today's review. We're going to be talking about Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus for the Nintendo Switch. And yes, it does say on top of it, internet required, micro SD required. Well, that's because this game is a whopper, let me tell you. This game is like, I think it's 8 gigs. So if you don't have a memory card, this will be the only game you get to install on your Switch, because I'm pretty sure the Switch was, 32 gigs or 64? So, you could choose to have this one on your Switch. This game I picked up from a GameStop that no longer exists. Prior to shooting this video, I looked up the GameStop because I've actually been trying to tour GameStops in my area for good pickups and things of that nature. And this GameStop actually was closed. So this came from the Levittown GameStop. Right here. Levittown GameStop. Paid $27.99 for this bad boy. And yeah, this game is absolutely insane. I'm going to read you the back of it, and then I'll read you this little insert on the inside here. America, 1961. Your assassination of Nazi General Deathhead was short-lived victory. Despite the setback, the Nazis maintain their stronghold in the world. You are B.J. Blazkowicz, a.k.a. Terrabelli, member of the Resistance, scourge of the Nazi Empire, and humanity's last hope for our liberty. Only you have the guts, guns, and gumption to return stateside, kill every Nazi in sight, and spark the Second American Revolution. And now we'll read the inside, and then I'll tell you what this game is about. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, is a fictional story set in an alternative universe in the 1960s. Names, characters, organizations, locations, and events are either imaginary or depicted in a fictionalized manner. The story and contents of this game are not intended to and should not be construed in any way to condone, glorify, endorse the beliefs, ideologies, events, actions, persons, or behavior of the Nazi regime, or to trivialize its war crimes, genocide, and other crimes against humanity. And then they say it on the other side. They say it in French and Spanish. That warning. It's on this side. But this game is set in the world where if Hitler had won World War II, and he basically took over the world. And in this game, this franchise rather, it's published by Bethesda, but this isn't originally an ID Software game. Wolfenstein is something that my father and myself and my grandfather, we all played Wolfenstein. So for me, getting this on the Switch, it was really, for me, it's not only is it a collector's item because it's hard as heck to find games like this with the content that this one pertains to, but I picked this up on October 26, 2024. So definitely must have been a DoorDash day because that's the only reason why I'd be out there on that particular situation. But this game they advertise that you're stateside. So it takes you through the East Coast for the most part, and you get to see what would have happened if the Nazis had won World War II and had come over to America and incorporated their Nazism into America. So it's a very interesting depiction of what the world would have been if that had happened. Now, the enemies that you face on this, a lot of this is very biological, bioterrorism, a lot of machines. They chose to have a lot of robots. Realize during the era that this was made for, it's the 1950s, so this is as close as you're going to get to finding a Fallout on Switch. That's what I would say that this is very close to. Although the missions are very straightforward, it's get from point A to point B. There is some puzzles in the way. There is some challenges. Eventually, you do fight some absolutely insanely large enemies. You do take them down. That's not without trying to figure it out and working on it, but this game is absolutely incredibly graphic, incredibly gory, sexual references, sexual content, definitely use of drugs, and absolute carnage. in a video game. But to be honest, it's an absolutely incredible story. It's a single-player game. There's no reason to try to couch co-op with anybody. This is absolutely a one-player adventure. And it works with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, so you have that as well. It does work with Joy-Cons, although the experience, in my opinion, is much better with a controller than it is with Joy-Cons. Let's be honest. Who's actually reaching for some Joy-Cons and saying, I'm going to do this today? But this game takes place where you're fighting the Resistance, and eventually you have to kill this crazy, psychotic leader. And it always plays out the same way. You get bigger guns, better weaponry, bullets, laser weapons. It's absolutely crazy. And you have to play through the story twice because it actually forces you in the beginning of the game to make a decision on which story to play. So you have to play the story twice. I haven't played through the second way. I've only played through the one way. And at that point, I was like, wow, what an experience that was. But yeah, and overall, it's a good game. And unfortunately, yes, this game requires a download. So you do have a physical cartridge. I don't know how it would work if you didn't get the download. But this is something that I have it on my Switch, so I know I'm Gucci with it. And I'd assume as long as the servers are up, you can continue to download and play this game. Although when the servers shut down, this, I guess, is just going to become a paperweight. I'll figure out a way to epoxy it into, make it a coaster or a table or something like that. That would be a pretty cool table, right? Turn a Switch game into a table. Or a coaster. Switch game coasters. I think that would be pretty cool, right? I wonder how that would do. But I like this game, and in case you haven't played it, this game came out quite some time ago. I feel like this came out all the way out in like 2018. The box says that this came out 2007, 2018. And that's the latest number when it was 2018. It looks like it has copyrights for this franchise, for this Wolfenstein. Like, this is the new Colossus. This franchise has been going since, I guess, 1997, which I find hard to believe. Well, that's Wolfenstein. But Wolfenstein's been out really since like 1989. A lot of people don't know about that. Wolfenstein was an old game that was for free, shared by ID Software, and eventually Wolfenstein led up to Doom. So if you know Doom, you probably know Wolfenstein, and Doom is so right up my alley. I love that game. Although the newer Doom, it's a little bit more, the 3D aspect of it, it's not really my thing. I do enjoy watching people play it, but myself, it's the stuff of nightmares. So it takes a different type of person to play that type of game. I do enjoy it, but it's just not exactly my forte. This, though, however, is my forte, and I can absolutely get down with this. So, it's just an absolutely intense game. And when you play it, if you play with surround sound, you can hear all the stuff going off behind you. It's really just absolutely crazy. A little bit of stealth, so if you enjoy like Metal Gear Solid little aspects in there, there is those stealthy missions, but overall, this game is just, what an absolute trip. And your BJ Blazkowicz right here, and then you have your pregnant girlfriend, and it's just wild. This lady right here, she's leading the resistance, and then you have, this is the general, and then her soldiers, her lieutenants, and so on and so forth. It's just absolutely crazy. Like, fighting these things, oh my god, these things just are ridiculously fast. They get up in your face and then they blow fire at you. It's like, get away from me. But they are limited sight enemies. So if you can't see them, you can hear them. But if you can't see them, they can't see you, type situation. Just absolutely crazy. Favorite board on this one had to have been, I was on a blimp. I was fighting soldiers on a blimp, and there's one point in there where there's like a gravity gun. You shoot them with this gravity gun, and they just fly off the blimp, like, woo! Lasers, all of that. But as you play the game, you do get better at it. You learn to combat certain different enemies. You can see them come in, and enemies have patterns. So once you learn the patterns of the enemies with this game, it's really easy. Definitely check it out. You want a real challenge, play it on I'm Death Incarnate. The game takes on a whole different level when you have to count bullets and you have to not get shot at all. But they do have save points, and that it does make it sort of easier to play the game. There is like a central hub where you have to go back in, and then from there you can choose your missions. You can replay missions while you're on one playthrough, but like I said, this game is meant so that there is 2 playthroughs in this game, and I've only played it through 1 playthrough. So if you enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed talking about this game, I want to get back into it. I'm looking forward to playing some Chicken Police and some Gundam Breaker. So just wanted to talk to you guys about this one. So hopefully you guys are having a great day. If you are, and you enjoyed this review, give me a thumbs up. Show me some in the comment box down below. Have you played Wolfenstein: The New Colossus? Have you played it on a Switch? I think it runs pretty good on a Switch. And the ability to take it anywhere with me is awesome. Only thing I don't like about it is that it requires a download, but you do have the game pack here. So in theory, does it all work? I mean, it requires 8 gigs of space, but if you have that download already on the Switch, then you're good to go, right? So get it now while it's still available. Get it on eBay or Amazon or one of those places, Macari. I'm not giving my copy up yet, but you guys can find one in the wild, or you can find one on the internet. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Absolutely, though, it is an absolute gore fest. Recommended for people over the age of 18 or older, or people, you know, if you were going to buy Grand Theft Auto, they would card you at the store, so you probably should be carded before you buy this game. I'm just saying. But I wasn't carded when I bought this game, but I was carded for Bayonetta 2. Who knows, right? This thing has so many things that are wrong with it, and the M right there. It's got an M for blood and gore, intense violence, partial nudity, sexual content, strong language, and use of drugs. That's a lot. There's a lot that's a lot that's going on with this game. So, and you need the 8 gigs of space. But yeah, overall, very, very happy with this one. My name is Johnny5. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Show me something in the comment box down below. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe in the corners and you ring that bell. Daily uploads here. Jay Glee's Cobra Snake will be in the description box down below. Jay Glee's Jack of all trades, master of none. Hunting, camping, fishing, DIY projects, bottle cap collection. Something for everybody. And his little puppy dog, Boone. And Cobra Snake is down there, and he's a retro video gamer. He's actually somebody who convinced me to start doing Switch reviews and Switch games. And he's like, yo, you got this massive collection. You got to put it up on the internet. You got to let people see. So here we are. We're letting people see. And eventually I'll do a short with this one so you guys can see what it plays like. Look forward to that in the future. And yeah, subscribe in the corners, ring that bell, daily uploads. And I'll catch up with you guys on the next one. Cobra Snake, retro video gamer, like I said. His link will be in the description box down below. And you guys, like I said, be good, be safe. Later, taters.